Hello everybody and welcome to Yoga for Change. I'm Michael. Today we have a short 13-minute morning practice. You can do it whenever you want, doesn't have to be in the morning, but that can be an idea. And you can do part of it, you can do all of it. You can do it and make it even longer, repeating the sun salutation a few more times. You can also add to it your own practice. So let's start. Starting on all four. Knees under the hips and the wrists, the hands under the shoulders, and starting to move the spine, inhaling, arching, exhaling, rounding, breathing in. Feel how your sternum sinks down towards the floor, sit bones rising, and as you exhale, drop the sit bones, round the spine, pull the shoulder blades away from each other, let the head also sink. I'm just going to show that if you, for example, get a cramp in your feet, you can just tuck the toes, maybe then it goes away, and then lengthen the toes again. And you do this a few times in your own rhythm. It's just important that you stay connected with your breath. We're going to go into something different now. So to have a little bit of a gentle twist in the spine, I'm going to bend one arm, bending the right elbow, and then straightening it again. And as I bend one arm, the shoulder sort of sinks, and I turn, I twist to one direction and take the head with it, look to the right, look to the left. And if you keep the lower arm parallel to the mat, then you're also working a little bit on the outer rotation of the shoulder. You're going to feel that. Good. And then back into cat and cow. We're going to add an arm movement. So now I take the left arm, make a big circle. So to make the circle now with the right arm, I arch the back and I kind of get out of the way. And then I ground both hands and round the back again. Yeah, so arching the back, circling the arm, over the head, up, back, and then grounding the hands, rounding the back. Now I'm going to change the direction, taking the arm first back and then up and then over the head. Just making the circle in the other direction. And also here, sort of getting out of the way and arching. And then as I ground both hands, I round the spine. And now it would be nice with a little bit of side bending. So lengthening the left leg, ground the foot. And now again, a big circle with the left arm. Take it over the head. And then slowly coming up. And I'm going to reach up with the right arm until I feel a stretch in the right side of the body. And then a big circle with the left arm. Change the legs, lengthen the right leg, ground the foot. And then a big circle with the right arm to reach over the head. Already here, there is a little bit of a stretch. And then when you come up, really go into a side bend. Again, a big circle, and just doing it once more, a little bit more in a flow, maybe even with a little bit more dynamic into it. I'm actually exaggerating the movement a little bit just to make sure that I get a nice stretch, feel the side of the body. Wake it up. Help it to wake up. So one more time, the right side. And I'm going to go from here into child's pose after finishing on the other side, grounding both hands and coming into child's pose. And now warming a little bit more the wrists, shoulders, hips also. So moving forward quite fast, really taking a little bit of, really pushing myself forward. And then the sit bones, or I imagine that the sit bones pull me back. So as I go forward, I round the spine. As I go backward, there's a little bit of arching. And now, no rounding, no arching, just going forward, bending the elbows all the way down. Cobra. So lifting the chest and rolling the shoulders back and reaching back with the elbows also 3 times. Back into a child's pose, and we're going to do it again. So moving forward, when the shoulders are above the wrists, you start bending the elbows and you continue to move forward. And now I just go on the fingertips so that I come a little bit higher with this cobra, but I still roll the shoulders back and down. Good. Now something a little bit different. Going all the way down, reaching over the head with both arms, and then the elbows reaching back. Imagine you want to have the elbows touching each other one day, maybe. So lifting the chest, we do this 5 times, rolling up and then over the head and again up, elbows to each other. Now you push yourself back, come into a downward facing dog. And if it's really your morning practice, or regardless whether it is or it isn't, play with it, bend the knees a little bit, or bend one knee, bend the other knee, steps, make some small steps. And then notice the back a little bit. I have this tendency, you're going to see it a few times in this video, collapsing a little bit in the area of the middle back. Then bring a little bit of awareness there, and breath and volume. And now come into a plank position as you inhale and then exhale back into downward facing dog. Again, preparing for some sun salutations. So shoulders above the wrists, plank, legs very active, and then downward facing dog, sit bones reaching back and up. And then very small steps, not rushing, taking time to go from downward facing dog, to go from downward facing dog into a forward bend. And in this forward bend, have your feet wide apart. Again, thinking that this is maybe the first forward bend of the day. Feet wide apart, knees bent, easy going. Let the head hang, and maybe you add the arms and sort of grab the arms together. Feel the weight of the arms. And then rolling up, come up to standing. We continue with a little bit more of a warm-up for the legs. And I start with some circles, standing on the right leg and making circles with the left knee. Imagining that these circles are going outwards. And I'm rolling on the toes of the left foot. Now I change the direction, so I'm circling the knee inwards. So this movement comes into the hip joint. And the knee is moving a little bit also, and the ankle. It's mostly really for the hip and the ankle. A little massage for the feet. And now we pay a little bit more attention to the knees. Legs together, bend the knees and do the ski dance, or whatever you call this. I find it quite nice. Again, preparing for movement, preparing the knee joint. And if you want, also some attention to the wrists and even to the elbows. Just move them in a gentle way, but sort of like generous, exploring your movement range. Good, we're ready for some sun salutations. So as you inhale from Tadasana, bring the arms up, hands together, exhale all the way down, ground the hands. If you need to bend the knees, bend the knees. Take the right foot back and then twist to the left. Reach up with the left arm. And ground both hands, exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come into a plank position. Take the knees on the mat, maybe in the first round. Think of moving forward as you bend the elbows. Cobra, rolling the shoulders back. And as you can see, I go a little bit higher now. So I'm using the arms, pressing the hands down so that the cobra becomes a little bit bigger. And I'm back in downward facing dog. After a few breaths, reaching back with the right leg, then bringing the right foot between the hands, the left knee on the mat, reaching up with both arms, leaning a little bit back, breathing. Let the arms come down, step to the front, and then inhale. Think of the chest pulling forward. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach up and Tadasana. So left side, reaching up again with both arms. Exhale, forward bend, ground the hands, and take the left foot a big step back. Twist to the right, reaching up with the right arm, and I'm leaning a little bit back there. So step back, downward facing dog. Plank position, legs very active. Now I'm gonna go all the way down with fully stretched legs. You can still choose to have the knees on the mat, and I went here into an upward facing dog, but you can choose to stay with cobra. So make sure you make these decisions based on how it feels, what you want to activate, what you want, and also what you need. Then reaching back with the left leg, bring the foot between the hands, the right knee on the mat. The pelvis sinks as you lift your chest, lift the arms, then step to the front, inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, forward bend. Come all the way up, inhale. Bring the arms down, Tadasana. We start again on the right side, inhale, exhale, forward bend, stepping the right foot back and then twisting to the left. Again, grounding both hands and stepping back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, shoulders above the wrist. And now I'm going into a full chaturanga, lifting the chest for upward facing dog. And then the hips pull me back into downward facing dog. And reaching again with the right leg and bring the right foot between the hands, left knee on the mat. Reach up with your arms, really feel the front side of the body lengthening and stretching. And then chest pulling forward, and as you exhale, forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana. I'm going to the left side, just took a step back. If you find yourself too much at the front of the mat, maybe you need a little step back. And just continue and slowly get into it, let it become more of a flow, but even as you start to connect the movements a little bit more, make sure that you're not skipping anything or sort of cutting corners or whatever. You still want to feel every position, feel those movements that connect one position to the next. And most importantly, stay connected with your breath. The breath is, in a way, the softer aspect of the practice. Keep breathing. Stepping forward, inhale, exhale, forward bend. Now come the last 2 repetitions, so one time right, one time left that I'm going to do. You can also continue yourself. Inhale, Urdhvastasana, exhale, Uttanasana. Right foot stepping back, exhale, left arm reaching up, both hands grounded, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Plank position, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and exhale, downward dog. So now reaching with the right leg into Anjaneyasana, lifting the chest and the arms, stepping to the front, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, relax the neck. Relax the neck, Nick. If anyone out there is Nick, that was for you. And as you do this, you get a little bit of a feedback. How are you feeling today? How are you doing? Are you feeling heavy? Are you feeling light? Are you feeling? Can you feel your feet? Can you feel your hands? Or is it a little bit unclear today? So there are no wrong answer or right answers. There's just the way you are today. And it's good to sort of like touch base with that and realize, oh, I'm like this today. That's maybe the first step to being open, that it might also change during the day. And from here you either continue, repeat it again, or do something else, make breakfast, or go for a sequence of your own of standing poses. Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Warrior 3, Warrior 4, Warrior 5. Just go for it. And have a nice day. Have a great day. Have a beautiful day.